Hello everyone and welcome to the draw for the 2020 President's Cup Tournament for the girls U13 to U18 age groups. Once again, the President's Cup Tournament this year will be held down in Mesquite, Nevada. The dates for the tournament are February 13th through the 17th with no Sunday play on the 16th. That will be a rest day for any teams advancing on to semis or finals that will be on Monday. We do have a total of 52 teams in this tournament, so we're excited to have you all there. I do have a few reminders of how the draw will work, as well as a few date reminders that I want to start off with. So let me first begin with the fact that after this video is posted on Friday, you will have the weekend to send in any schedule requests that you might have. Again, these are requests only. As UISA standard, we do try to prioritize coaching conflicts, but the tournament has been posted as a Thursday through Monday tournament, so teams need to be prepared to play on Thursday. We will try to accommodate as many requests as possible, but with field space being limited, again, please keep in mind these are only requests. These requests must be submitted by email no later than Monday morning at 8 a.m. That's Monday, January 27th. At 8 a.m. and again, these must be submitted by email. You can send them to myself at zdean@utah.youthsoccer.net. So that's the first reminder. The next is the schedule release. The schedule will go out on the 30th, January 30th, to all coaches and team admins for a final review of any mistakes or errors that may have been made. This is where you would want to look and make sure you don't have any coaching conflicts or that you were allotted the proper amount of rest time. And then the schedule will go live to all membership and all team members on the 31st of January. So that's the second reminder. The next is the roster freeze, which will be on February 10th. That's the Monday prior to the tournament beginning, February 10th at midnight. An important note on the rosters: girls wishing to play in the State Cup tournament later on this year are not eligible to play in President's Cup. Once again, if they want to play in State Cup later on this year, they should not be rostered on a President's Cup roster. If they play in President's Cup in February, they will not be eligible to play in the State Cup tournament later on this year. And finally, check-in will be Thursday prior to games kicking off. Right now, we're saying tentatively 2 o'clock because we're anticipating games to start as early as 3. But if we do not need to start games until later, we won't. So that will change a little bit the time of check-in. But check-in will be about an hour to an hour and a half prior to the first kicks. So keep that in mind as well. So those are all your date reminders for the tournament. Now we'll go into how the draw will work. These are snake draws, which means that we will snake back and forth until the brackets are completely full. The top 4 seeds, or the top seeds of all the groups, are assigned based on their league standing, unless there is a returning champion from President's Cup last year. Then they will take A1, the number 1 overall seed in that age group, and then it will follow the next 3 teams with the best standings in league. Some of those standings are based off of their current standings or the fall, so that would be the younger girls, 13, 14, 15. For girls 16 through 18 this year, it's going to be based off of their spring standings from last year. So just keep that in mind. We do understand that mistakes are made. We do believe that we have this all seeded correctly, but in the event that it is not, please reach out to myself or Utah Youth Soccer. You can reach out to Josh Magleby as well, who's the assistant tournament director. We'll take a double look and make sure that we did indeed either make an error or seed the teams correctly. And if we need to do a redraw for an age group, we will do so. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and jump right into the draw. Best of luck to everybody, and we look forward to seeing you down in Mesquite. Now we'll begin with the girls U13 draw. There are 4 brackets within this age group for a total of 14 teams. The way the brackets will be set up are 3 teams, 4 and 4. As you can see, the top 4 seeds have already been selected. These were determined off of their league standings. So we have Blue Knights in the overall number 1 seed, followed by USA Premier, Aggies FC, and Utah Storm. As was previously explained, this is a snake draw, so the next team that we draw out of the egg will be for Group D, and we'll work our way back towards A and then come back this way. So without further ado, let's go ahead and begin. D2 will be Murray SC Black. Now moving back across the board to C2 will be SCSL Thunder Blue. Next up for B2 we have Avalanche 07 Black CV. And now for A2 we have L30 Nova FC. We'll now drop down to A3 and complete brackets A and B before working back to C and D. The final spot in Group A will go to Heat FC. And the final spot in Group B will go to SWAT Crush Black. Moving back this way across the board, we have C3, which will be filled by team SEMA FC Purple. And for D3, we have Ajax Utah FC. We'll now drop down to D4 to complete the D bracket, and the finals team will then fill C4. So for D4, we have Utah Celtic FC, which means that the final spot in this age group in C4 will go to L30 Force. We'll take the top 2 seeds from each bracket to advance on to quarterfinals, and if consolation games are needed for the groups of 3 in order to guarantee their 3rd game, we'll make sure that those teams get those. Average scoring is used for the groups of 3 to even that out. An additional email will come out explaining the average scoring. Best of luck to everybody, and we'll see you down in Mesquite. We'll now begin the girls U14 draw. There are 3 brackets within this age group. We have 9 total teams, so it'll be 3 groups of 3. The top 4 seeds were already selected. We had the returning President's Cup champion from last year, which was 7 Elite, who took the #1 overall seed, followed by the top 3 teams based on their league standings, which would be Utah Storm, Avalanche, and Metasport. This is a snake draw, so Metasport, who would have been in D1, drops down to C2. We'll now proceed back towards A, and then drop down to A3, complete that group, and work our way across to C3. There are 5 teams left, and B2 will go to SEMA FC Purple. A2, United FC Black. We'll now drop down to A3 and complete that bracket. Wasatch SC. B3 will be Utah Arsenal FC, which means that C3, our final spot, will go to Impact 06. In this age group, we will take the top 2 seeds from each group for a total of 6 teams. We'll take 2 wild cards after that for 8 of the 9 teams going into quarterfinals. That last team that does not make quarterfinals, we will be sure to get you a 3rd game. Best of luck to everybody, and we'll see you down in Mesquite. Okay, we'll now begin with the girls U15 draw. There are 3 groups within this age group. There are a 3, 3, and a 4 for a total of 10 teams. This is a snake draw, as was previously discussed. So the top 4 seeds were selected based on their current league standings. We have Forza, USA Metro, SWAT, and BE United. BE United, who would have been the top seed in Group D had we had a Group D, drops down to the 2nd of Group C. So we'll now work our way back and fill in those empty slots. We have 6 teams left in this age group, so let's figure out where they fall. In B2, Gremio FC. In A2, Shooters SC. We will now drop down to A3 and complete the A bracket within the age group. A3 will be filled by Utah Glory 05 Black. And now to complete Group B, L30 Extreme Elite. These next 2 teams will both be in Group C. We'll start with C3, which is FC Mesquite Tornadoes, which means that our final spot in the C group will be filled by Utah Surf Davis. For this age group, we will take the top 2 seeds from each bracket and 2 additional wild cards for a total of 8 teams to go on to the quarterfinals. And if we need to get a wild card game a consolation game for groups A or B, we will do so. Again, with groups of 3, they will use average scoring to help even the playing field, and we will send out an email later on explaining how the average scoring works. Best of luck to everybody, and we'll see you down in Mesquite. All right, so we'll now do the girls U16 age group. There is no draw for this age group due to the fact that currently we only have 3 teams who have signed up for this age group. We are trying to get a 4th team to be determined that would even out at least the A group and allow for 3 games per team. But for right now, we only have these 3 teams. We have the Blue Knights Premier, USA Metro Elite, and the Ajax Utah FC team. More information to come on this as we try to locate this 4th team, but we will be sure to get you at least 3 games each, and we will try to create the best experience for you possible given the teams that we have. So more information to come on this. If you're in the U16 age group, be sure to keep an eye on your emails and we'll keep you up to date. We will now do the draw for the girls U17 age group. There are 10 teams in this age group, which will give us 3 groups of 1 group of 3, 1 group of 3, and a 3rd group of 4. The top 4 seeds have already been selected based on their most recent league standings. We have Utah Surf Davis, Rampage, Blue Knights, and Utah Arsenal FC, who would have been the top of Group D, but since there is no Group D, they drop down to the next available spot, which is 2nd in Group C. Since this is a snake draw, we will now move our way back towards A, drop down to A3, and come back towards C to complete the draw. There are 6 more teams that need spots within the tournament, so let's go ahead and find out where they fall. In B2, we have Utah Glory 03 Black. In A2, SWAT Crush Coral. We'll now drop down to A3 and complete the A group. Seven Elite Academy 03 Girls South. And now to complete the B group, UCSC Spurs Premier. These next two teams will fill out the C group, starting with C3. Impact TA, which means that the final spot in this age group at C4 will go to Heat FC Utah 03. The groups of three within this age group will use average scoring. We will take the top two teams from each age group plus 2 additional wild cards. And for the groups of three, if their third seed does not get the wild card spot, we will be sure to get them a consolation game to ensure that they get their 3 guaranteed games. Best of luck to everybody, and we'll see you down in Mesquite. We'll now do the girls U18 age group. There are only 5 teams in this age group, so there will be no draw. The top seeded team will be Ajax as the returning President's Cup champions from last year. All 5 teams will play in the same bracket. They'll play everyone one time, which will give you a total of 4 games. Then we'll take the top 2 seeds and go on to a championship match. There will be no quarterfinals and no semifinals for this age group. So again, just the 5 teams. We have Ajax Utah, Avalanche Black, Utah Surf Davis, Utah Valley United Premier, and USA Metro Elite down at the bottom. If you have any questions on this, feel free to reach out to the office. Unfortunately, again, we only had 5 teams for this age group, so this is how it will play out. Best of luck to everybody, and we'll see you down in Mesquite.